Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2019 Graduate Commencement Ceremony. We are excited to have you join us this afternoon. Our distinguished guests, trustees, alumni, colleagues, friends, faculty, and staff, but especially our graduates and their families. To begin, may I present Jeffrey Papia, Chief Mission Officer, to deliver our invocation. Following the invocation, please stand for the presentation of colors by members of the Niagara Falls Air Reserve Station Honor Guard and join in the singing of the Canadian and United States national anthems. Jeffrey.
Let us now pause for a moment of prayer. God of love and goodness, we gather together with joy as we celebrate these, our graduates of 2019. We are overjoyed, for we know that what we see and experience today is the culmination of countless moments of grace in each of their lives. There have been late nights and moments of doubt. There have been discouragements and failures, yet there have also been moments of hope when they were loved and supported by the friends, family, faculty, and staff that surround them today. Through it all, we know that you have been with them, leading them to this very moment in time. And so, we give thanks for the gift of our education at Dieuville. We celebrate the lives and accomplishments of these, our graduates, and we begin our ceremony today filled with the joy of knowing that you are with us here. In gratitude, in celebration, and in joy, we say, Amen.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
President Clemo, by authorization of the Board of Trustees and the college faculty, I declare the 2019 graduate commencement ceremony of D'Youville College to be in session. Good morning again and welcome. I am John Abbarno, Chief Marshal of today's ceremony, and I will be guiding us through the commencement exercise this afternoon. Today is a great day at D'Youville, the end of an exciting academic year where we celebrate our students, our graduates. I speak for all of us at D'Youville when I say we are so proud of your achievements throughout all of your college career here, but especially today as you move into the next phase of your life. At this time, I would like to introduce today's stage party to you. I ask that you please stand when your name is called. Dr. Lorrie Clemo, President of D'Youville College. United States Air Force Captain Jessica L. Tait, our honored guest and commencement speaker. Mr. C.J. Erlob, Chair of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Jamal Perkins, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees. Ms. Gretchen Fearley, Member of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Tim Kane, Member of the Board of Trustees. Ms. Christina Joyce, Class of 2010, Vice President of the D'Youville Alumni Association. Ms. Thino, Class of 2019, Salutatorian. Dr. Mimi Steadman, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Mr. Nate Martin, Vice President for Operations. Mr. John Garfoot, Vice President for Finance. Dr. Randy Bowen, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Life. Mr. Jogi Das, Vice President for Institutional Effectiveness. Dr. Jeremiah Grabowski, Dean of Online Learning. Dr. Christine Verney, Dean of the School of Nursing. Dr. Canio Marasco, Dean of the School of Pharmacy. Dr. Maureen Finney, Dean of the School of Health Professions. Dr. Albert DeCiccio, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences and Education. Mr. Jeffrey Papia, Chief Mission Officer. Reverend Janice Mao, Associate Campus Minister. And Dr. Denise Dunford, Professor in the School of Nursing and Event Marshal. I would also like to recognize each of our gonfalon carriers representing each of our 4 schools. Carrying the School of Arts, Sciences, and Education, Dr. Jeremiah Davey, Associate Professor of Biology. Carrying the School of Nursing, Dr. Christine Nelson Tuttle, Associate Professor. Carrying the School of Health Professions, Dr. Renee Kadzow, Chair and Associate Professor of Health Services Administration. For the School of Pharmacy, Dr. Adi Garba, Clinical Assistant Professor. Thank you all. I'd now like to introduce D'Youville President Lorrie Clemo, who will introduce our honorary speaker for today's ceremony. President Clemo.
Thank you, Dr. Abbarno. This afternoon, I am so very pleased to welcome U.S. Air Force Captain Jessica Tait. United States Air Force Captain Jessica L. Tait says she has one of the coolest jobs in the Air Force. And if you followed along in the news as her story of the heroic rescue of a junior soccer team from a cave in Thailand unfolded, you'd be hard-pressed to argue with her. As the Public Affairs Plans Officer for the United States Forces Korea of the U.S. Army Garrison Humphreys, stationed in the Republic of Korea, Tait has opportunities to travel all over the world. In 2018, Tait and her unit at the time, the 353rd Special Operations Group, were personally selected by the government of Thailand to assist in the search and rescue of the junior soccer team trapped in Tham Long cave system. With the assistance from Tait and her unit, the team was successfully rescued after being stranded for 18 days. For their actions, the unit received both the Joint Service Commendation Medal, presented for exceptional achievement and commendable service, and the Humanitarian Service Medal, presented for commendable conduct in humanitarian military operations. Tait showed her calm demeanor under pressure, serving as the U.S. government spokesperson for the unit, appearing in more than 85 on-camera interviews with major international and local Thai news outlets, and provided responses to over 100 media inquiries. Tait soon became one of the most recognizable faces in Thailand, as people came up to her at the cave site to tell how her presence had impacted her. Where she makes her most significant impact with others, however, isn't on camera or even on the job. It is her capacity to form meaningful relationships with those around her and to naturally instill in them a mutual desire to succeed. She now serves as a role model for women and girls across the globe, taking time out of her busy schedule abroad to come here to Buffalo to not only speak to you, our graduates, but also to local high school students and Girl Scouts about her life and her story. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome to D'Youville College Captain Jessica Tait.
Good afternoon. I want to thank the devoted faculty and staff, alumni, proud parents, relatives and friends, and distinguished guests from the community for everything you've done to support your graduates. To the graduating class of 2019, I want to congratulate you for this significant milestone that celebrates the end of one chapter of your life and the beginning of the next. Your time here at D'Youville has been special. I know this because leading up to graduation, I learned about your school's rich history of compassion for underrepresented populations and desire to provide a better life through academic, social, spiritual development. It is evident that this tradition continues today, as I've observed all students from every culture, background, and faith openly sharing. Better together is more than your school's motto. It's the very way of life here at D'Youville. Though you should be proud of the academic accomplishments and the degree you are moments away from achieving, I look into the crowd and see a greater significance to this event. Today, we not only celebrate your graduation ceremony, but recognize the next generation of change makers about to step in this world and make it a better place. It truly is my honor to speak to such a powerful group. As I prepared for this event, I examined my 9 years of military service, my college experience, and even my childhood. In particular, I thought about my college graduation and what I wish I had known when I was sitting in your seat. Though all our journeys are unique, I believe I've learned a few lessons that can be applied universally. In sharing my story, I will address 3 major themes to include getting out of your comfort zone, believing that failure is not an option, and the power of hope. These themes have had a profound impact on my life, and I hope they will do the same for you. Those of you who followed the news coverage last summer of the Tait cave search and rescue mission involving 12 young soccer players and their coach may have seen me serving as the US government spokesperson for this crisis. If you believed that I went into this crisis without feeling butterflies in my stomach, then I need to set the record straight. I mustered everything in me to face this challenge. This challenge demanded that I serve beyond my comfort zone. In my then 8 years experience as a public affairs officer, I had never performed real-world crisis communication, and though I felt confident in my ability to perform my job, I felt uneasy when faced with the unknown. Luckily, this wasn't the first time in my life that I've been felt out of my comfort zone. Growing up, I did everything I could to stay out of the limelight. And though I knew I had certain gifts, I often limited myself by believing I wasn't good enough. Throughout grade school, I lived in my comfortable box of being the insanely shy girl who got good grades but lacked a single athletic bone in her body. It wasn't until application for college that I began to look at my life and realize that I wanted more for myself. I started to look at various leadership programs, and I was drawn to Mary Baldwin College, which offered an all-female Corps of Cadets and path to an Air Force commission. I didn't know it at the time, but this decision set me on the path to becoming the woman I am today. One of the first things I decided to do was join the track team, since I knew I would need to pass the Air Force physical fitness test. As somebody who had never run before in her life, I experienced the physical pain that comes with running 5 miles a day, and the emotional pain that comes with being the last person to finish those 5 miles every single day. But you know what? I didn't quit. And then one day, I didn't care what other people thought because I got faster and I accomplished a goal I didn't know I was capable of, and I was proud. There's nothing more empowering than making the decision to change yourself, forcing yourself out of your comfort zone, and then achieving it. When faced with the next challenge, I followed these same steps, and I saw the most incredible growth in all areas of my life. By my senior year of college, I had transformed myself from the insanely shy girl who got good grades and lacked a single athletic bone in her body, and she wouldn't even have recognized the woman she had become. I played college field hockey. I received an Air Force scholarship. I became the regimental commander of an all-female Corps of Cadets, received my top pick of becoming a public affairs officer, graduated with honors, and did this all while maintaining a great social life. Leaving my comfort zone resulted in every one of these accomplishments. Here's the truth. A life worth living will not be without challenge, and if you decide not to push yourself out of your comfort zone, you will eventually face moments that force you to stand up and fight. When you've learned to accept this and make the decision to push yourself beyond what you believe you're capable of, you will learn that anything in life is possible. Returning to Thailand, I didn't waste time. I worked on the only thing within my control, my mindset. From television, you may think I have a natural-born ability with on-camera work or being in front of crowds. Honestly, I suffer from mild stage fright, And it really wasn't until I began practicing yoga in my teens that I learned to control my breath and my emotions and have positive self-talk. On the plane ride to Thailand, I worked on calming my fears by picturing myself as a seasoned public affairs officer expertly performing crisis communication. When any doubt would seep in, I would take a deep breath and tell myself that I was amazing. I would continue to repeat this until I believed it at my very core. In fact, I may have just done this for 5 minutes before coming in front of you guys. Throughout your life, you will continue to face moments that bring you out of your comfort zone. You already have experienced this during your time at DUville, or perhaps you feel those butterflies in your stomach thinking about the next chapter of your life. Though it sounds too simple to be effective, I encourage each and every one of you to take a deep breath and tell yourself that you're amazing, especially when you're faced with a challenge and don't know where to begin. Do this every day, and the moment that you begin to believe it at your very core, you will be able to perform every task at hand and transform your entire life to reach your full potential. I'm still amazed at the team's resourcefulness and effort during those first few days, in which we performed under less than ideal conditions and carried the fatigue of working over 40 hours without sleep. Still, with the right mental attitude established, we were able to clearly see solutions to our problems and make good decisions. When we finally arrived in Thailand at 2 a.m, I went with the mission commander and senior enlisted leader to Tam Long Cave. I vividly remember the pouring rain and the mud that would swallow up my boots with every step. The site was populated with makeshift tents, and though the majority of people were sleeping at the time, there were still quite a few Royal Thai military and civilian rescue workers running around the site. It was during this time that our Thai partners took us into the cave, and I recall carefully stepping around flood pipes and electrical wires being fed into the entrance. As we walked further into the cave, I was taken aback by the difficulty of terrain and the utter darkness. All I could think in that moment was that there were children in here. I felt a deep sadness at this realization. Then and there, I internalized the belief that failure was not an option. This wasn't training. This was a real-world crisis, and the involvement of children pulled at my heartstrings. If you look at this mission, especially given the circumstances, it would have been easy for me to go into this with a pessimistic attitude. The boys had already been reported missing for 4 days prior to our arrival, and with the heavy rains continuing to pour down, dive operations were becoming treacherous. Still, I wasn't the only one that carried this belief that failure was not an option. You could see it with each member of the team as they worked together with our Thai partners and the international community to support this mission. I think I said this on camera once, but I felt like I saw all of Thailand at the cave. The entire country pulled together in a way that I've never seen before in my life. You had government officials providing structure. You had intellectuals providing ideas. You had businesses donating supplies. And you had people from all walks of life dedicating their personal time to taking care of the rescue workers. I witnessed your school's motto, "Better Together," firsthand, and I have no doubt in my mind that the success of this mission was made possible through this powerful collaboration of people from every culture, faith, and background working together. Our minds were open to every possible solution, ideas were assessed, and if there was even a small chance that one might work, the idea was fully executed in a manner that utilized the combined efforts of the team. I learned a critical lesson in problem solving during these first few days. As soon as something was ruled out, the team moved on to the next possible solution, and then the next. Though the situation seemed dire and people were fatigued from the long hours, the team carried a positive attitude, and I didn't view any of these attempts as a failure. It was merely a part of the process in finding the solution to our common goal. For me, the belief that failure is not an option not only applies to critical missions like what you saw in Thailand, but it is a bigger concept that I learned early in my Air Force career. The high I felt from leaving college had dwindled, and I found myself in a pretty low place during my first 2 years in the Air Force. I just couldn't break through the culture shock of my new environment, and I felt like I had been dealt a bad hand with my first assignment, which I perceived to be devastating to my career and putting a strain on my personal relationships. Though I knew I needed to change my mindset, I did not care, and I wanted to feel sorry for myself. It took me hitting an emotional rock bottom to finally wake up, and when I did, I decided that I didn't know anything. Instead of resisting, I made the deliberate decision to surrender to whatever life had to offer, and I even attempted to find the silver lining to being stationed in the middle of nowhere, North Dakota, with negative 40-degree weather. Shortly after, I received a notification that I was to deploy, and I welcomed this as a new beginning. This change in attitude, paired with meeting new people who provided the mentorship I was desperately in need of, helped me not only find myself again, but to grow in new ways. One of my mentors during my deployment shared with me the belief that failure does not exist. Looking at what I had to show for my first 2 years since starting my adult life, I was hard-pressed to believe him, but I listened regardless because, well, he was my deployment big brother, and along with being super annoying like a brother would be, I knew deep down that he cared. He explained that my perceived failure came the moment I gave up or let doubt or circumstance influence my actions. That true failure does not exist because if a goal is worthy, you don't give up. And eventually, one of the methods will lead you to accomplishing your goal. I applied this illogical way of thinking to every perceived failure in my life. And each time, I could pinpoint the moment that I gave up on my goal. I looked at the successes in my life, and each time I could pinpoint how I had ignored circumstance and accomplished something that I was not capable of. I challenge you to examine your own life. Revisit those perceived failures and really question whether they were true failures or if you had gave up due to doubt or circumstance. Don't put any judgment on yourself and really be open to exploring this concept. Because if you learn to live with the belief that failure does not exist, you will stay on the path to achieving all of your goals. I think it's particularly important to do this before you transition to adult life, because believe me, we can't control circumstance, but we can learn how to work through any situation with the right mindset. I explained in the beginning of my speech how I've never faced a challenge like the mission in Thailand. In fact, it's accurate to say that most people in my profession go their entire careers without facing something like this. As a public affairs officer, I'm often the one behind the scenes preparing leaders to engage with the media, but here I was, besieged by hundreds of reporters as soon as I stepped foot on the site at Tom Long Cave. I felt a deep responsibility as a communicator to delivering as much information as I could to worldwide audiences while keeping and protecting the sensitive details of the operation as well as the anonymity of the operators, a responsibility I took very seriously while working within special operations community. I pushed myself every day to work harder and be better because I knew that my efforts would ensure that our operators could fully concentrate on the search and rescue mission. This mission changed me in so many ways, but the most profound lesson that I learned was the power of hope. After 10 days of searching, finally, a miracle happened, and the 12 boys and their coach were found alive. The rains had stopped, and when the flood pipes began to take effect on the water levels, the British divers were able to make it to the boys. I remember that moment so clearly and felt in my heart that this was a miracle only made possible because of the power of hope. Despite all odds, I had witnessed the unfaltering display of hope from the Thai community that we would find the boys. I was so stirred by their optimism and brushed away tears of joy as I was finally able to share the good news. Looking back at my interviews from that day, I saw the raw and real version of myself cheerfully sharing how this event brought this country together. I spoke from the heart about how we were like a family working together and how we had never given up because of hope. I've never had a moment in my life that felt more like a scene from a movie. But the euphoric energy in the air and the massive crowd of rescue workers and reporters celebrating outside the cave site still gives me chills. The discovery of the boys intensified media operations, and I was humbled to learn that the U.S. ambassador to Bangkok, who had been closely following the coverage in news, felt that I would best serve as the spokesperson, not only for my unit, but for the entire U.S. effort. The next day, members of the U.S. Embassy Public Affairs section arrived on scene to support me, and together we took the crisis communication effort to the next level. I would be remiss if I didn't pause here to thank my U.S. Embassy counterparts and military communications team, whose efforts behind the scenes made it possible for us to share this story with the world. These amazing people are my comrades in arms, and I will forever be bonded to them through this experience. We must also remember the ultimate sacrifice of the Thai Navy SEAL Suman Kuman, who died on a dive placing those essential oxygen tanks required to reach the boys. You could think of the people in your life as your very own comrades in arms. I believe that many of them are here today to celebrate your accomplishments. Even I'm accompanied by my mother, my father, and my boyfriend, whose love and support make it possible for me to do what I do. Take the time to thank your support system and do it often. Here now and in the next chapter of your life, these amazing people will be the ones to catch you if you fall and be the ones to hold you up when you're reaching for the stars. In closing my Thailand chapter, I could talk endlessly about the complexities of this impossible mission and the heroes who risked everything to save the boys. Or I could talk about the 1,500 reporters from around the world who descended on the muddy field near the cave entrance. I could even talk about the epic celebration that occurred after each boy was rescued. But instead, I will leave you with the message from all of this, that this was possible because it was fueled by hope. Not just the hope of one person, but of an entire country, of the international community that came to support, and of captivated audiences worldwide. I now know with unwavering certainty that when people come together through the power of hope, anything is possible. We have reached the end of my story, and I hope new insights and understandings were discovered within your story as you listen to mine. For me, it's been 9 years since I was sitting in your seat, and I could have never predicted the adventures ahead. It will be the same for you. You will have your good days. You will have your bad days. You will know who you are and what you want, and in the next moment, question everything. You will take leaps of faith. You will find laughter in every circumstance, and you will discover new things about yourself along the way. The best part of life is the journey, and though you don't know what tomorrow will bring, rest assured that you are ready for this next chapter. What you have learned here at DUville, which includes a strong foundation of leadership and service, will serve you along the way and set you apart from the rest. I hold the utmost respect for what you have accomplished today, as well as the gratitude for what you will accomplish tomorrow. As future change makers, you hold the responsibility of making a positive difference in this world, and we need you now more than ever to assume this role. So have the courage to step out of your comfort zone. It's the only way to grow into the best version of yourself. Never let failure be an option despite the circumstance. You are capable of anything, and if you are willing to do what it takes, you will accomplish every goal. And when life feels impossible, ignite your heart with the power of hope. It will light the way. Congratulations, graduating class of 2019. It has been an honor to serve as your commencement speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Tait. We are so grateful for your presence here. We thank you for your thoughtful comments and the time you've spent with us today. I'm now pleased to present Ms. Tait, representing the School of Arts, Sciences, and Education, who will give the salutatory address. Thea?
Good afternoon, parents, family, administrators, faculty, and of course, the graduates of the class of 2019. At first, I was overwhelmed by a surging wave of nausea and anxiety once I learned that I would be given this address. Once the initial panic faded, I was filled with great honor and pride to be allowed this opportunity to represent my fellow graduates at this honored event. The beginning of my time at Duval felt as silent as a horror movie. But after joining the various clubs and organizations, such as Lambda Sigma and HEOP, turned that silence into a vibrant fanfare. Now, instead of sitting in the corner of Spartan Cafe, calculating what I needed for an A, I started to spend my time joking with friends at events and gatherings such as Red Fest. And as I was becoming more confident and more outgoing, I started to embody the mission of Duval. We're not simply a degree factory churning out graduates, and Duval teaches more than academics. It teaches us to be more active, to be more involved, independent, and compassionate. But more importantly, it teaches us to give back to the community. During my time here, I learned the significance of community service. At first, I simply did it because it was required or because I wanted to buff up my resume. And many of us here started off with that mindset. And yet, Duval didn't bust that bubble. Duval mandated community service, but it never restricted us on what type of service we can give. The college trusted us to experience the feeling of giving back and learning its value on our own. Personally, I've come to find out that giving back to the community is an important investment. We're laying the groundwork to better connect our school with the bustling world around us. For instance, Duval conducts a Halloween party for the children of the community, and this event is an important investment that allows the children, perhaps the future Duval family, to better see how close-knit the college is. Maybe they'll decide to come to this institute, and once they learn the importance of giving back, they too will inspire a new generation. And as we carry on these morals and principles, we'll embody the ideals of the original Grey Nuns that started this journey. And as I look back to my experiences and think about just how much I've changed, how much growth happened over these last 5 years, and just how many sleepless nights I spent throwing my book at the wall just to pick it up 3 minutes later and work through the pain. Like many others, my growth and maturation were truly tested with organic chemistry. It was the first time a class literally beat me to my knees and had me praying to every deity in the world. Ironically, the class that challenged us Duval students was also the class that brought us close. My friend Adam even met his now wife in a study group for organic chemistry. And just when I thought I was done growing and ready to graduate, along came gross anatomy. Many of us here were taught that education opens many doors. In that case, gross anatomy was a veteran realm that showed me just how connected and illuminating the field of anatomy was. Humans, dolphins, macaques, chimps, sharks. Every anatomical feature formed a line to another species, and each line shows just how closely related everything is. And similar to us gathered here today, species may have started off in the same environment, but they moved out, formed niches, and adapted to succeed in that environment. And regardless of whether you choose to make your new niche in a new career or higher education, our origins right here will be the support that reminds us that we have already demonstrated success and will help us succeed in the future. And despite how we evolve in the years to come, we will forever be linked as UofL graduates. We made it, and now it's time to find a new niche to prosper. And I wish all of you the best of luck as we walk out these doors and tackle whatever new challenges may be thrown at us. Congratulations, graduates, and thank you.
Thank you, Tait, for your reflections and your insights, and once again, congratulations. It is now time for the degrees to be conferred. Out of respect for all the graduates and their families, the audience is asked to please withhold all applause and cheering until the candidates have received their diplomas. I present the faculty who will hood the candidates. Dr. Susan Kowalewski, Professor of Business, School of Arts and Sciences and Education. Dr. Vicky Bolasova, Assistant Professor of the School of Pharmacy. Dr. Sharon Mang, Clinical Associate Professor of the School of Nursing. Dr. Abigail Mitchell, Professor of the School of Nursing. Dr. Megan Whalen, Chair and Assistant Professor of Dietetics, School of Health Professions. Dr. Heather Farrow, Clinical Assistant Professor of Occupational Therapy, School of Health Professions. Dr. Sarah Pichter, Associate Professor of Physical Therapy, School of Health Professions. I ask Dr. Mimi Harris Steadman, Vice President for Academic Affairs, to introduce the candidates for degrees, and President Lorrie Clemo to confer the degrees. President Clemo and Dr. Steadman.
President Clemo, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates assembled here have qualified in all respects for advanced academic degrees by successfully completing curricula offered by the departments of DuVille College and have been recommended by the faculty and board of trustees to be awarded appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic achievements. I am pleased to present the candidates hereinafter to be named who have qualified in all respects for the degrees of Combined Bachelor and Bachelor of Arts and Masters of Science, Combined Bachelor and Masters of Science, Masters of Business Administration, Masters of Science, Masters of Science in Education, Doctor of Chiropractic, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Doctor of Pharmacy, and Doctor of Physical Therapy. Graduates, please stand.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of DuVille College, I do hereby confer upon you these degrees according to the department in which you have qualified with all honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereunto. Graduates, please be seated.
I now ask Dr. Randy Bowen, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Life, to join to assist me with the introduction of our graduates. President Clemo, I now present the candidates from the School of Arts, Sciences, and Education, led by Dean Dr. Albert DeCiccio. Bachelor of Arts, Master of Science. Rachel Anello. Olivia Hermit. Timothy Wagner. Bachelor and Master of Science. Ashley Marie Barca. Nicole Cecilia Felix. Michael Lakenka II. Mark Marasciello. Hua Nguyen. They know. Johnny Q. Johnny is also receiving a BA in psychology. Master of Business Administration. Adam J. Almeter. Richard John Ball. Samantha J. Bross. Assisting in the presentation are Dr. Karen Molizenik and Dr. Michael McAvoy, professors in the School of Pharmacy and Samantha's supervisors. Toma Dital. Mark Kishvand. Stephanie Kaganoff. Emily Smaldino Wallace. LaVey Taylor. Trey Douglas Theobald. Master of Science, Jada M. Garnett. Tanner Makowski. Brittany Elizabeth Palmieri. Ariana Pauletta. Hannah Reimer. Thomas Domit Steffen. Assisting in the presentation is Dr. Frank Stephen, Associate Professor of Biology and Thomas's father. Doctor of Education, Dr. Robert Merkel. Dr. Sarah Piatko Tansky. President Clemo, I now present the candidates from the School of Health Professions, led by Dean Dr. Maureen Finney. Bachelor and Master of Science, Wala Al-Sheikh Yassin. Rand Osama Al-Rasi. Michaela Aroyave Mullen. Danya Ashur. Elizabeth Catherine Baker, summa cum laude. Faith Bastian, summa cum laude. Miranda Patine, cum laude. Sydney Mackenzie Blakesley. Rebecca Michelle Bliss. Carly Ann Bone, magna cum laude. Emily Bren, cum laude. Cortland Jane Cartonia, magna cum laude. Anna Louise Conroy, cum laude. Juliana Audrey Crouch. Erin Borden Crow. Kayla Ann Chubai. Devin Marie Dalton. Lauren Michelle DeChambeau, cum laude. Jenna Rose Delmont, magna cum laude. Marissa D'Onofrio, cum laude. Natalie Patricia Dewey, magna cum laude. Ryan Eaton. Melissa Alnicki. Matthew Fino. Kayla Elizabeth Gardner, cum laude. Amanda Elizabeth Grant, cum laude. Caitlin Ann Grimm, cum laude. Christopher Idzik, cum laude. Danielle King. Megan Joanna Kaczynski. Ashley Coos. Elizabeth LaRue. Bethany Joy Lennox. Stacy McNett, cum laude. Garrett Oken. Ashley Ott, cum laude. Ashley Robbins. Mary Rocco. Allison Nicole Schmitz. Megan E. Schneider, magna cum laude. Danielle Jade Shatkin. Trisha A. Shea. Laura Erin Sitko. Shelby Erin Slenkamp. Kendall Smith, magna cum laude. Megan Micheline Smith. Maxine Schroeder, cum laude. Lisa Marie Stetzel. Rachel Sy. Kaffold Tang. Lindsay Lucille Timothy with Dawson Mess, cum laude. Master of Science, Courtney Altman. Nancy Ansa. Molly Ann Backus. Jillian Joanne Ball. Sarah Ann Barbero. Mackenzie Barnes. Claire Ann Battaglia. Brittany Taylor Bender. Mary Brigante. Amanda Britzilaro. Jason Walter Bulger. Abbas Hussein Kali. Sky Elaine Cardona. Amy Carr. Michelle Anna Gertrude Davis. Catherine Naomi Dovey. Caitlin Marie Harris. Charlotte Heverin. Kaylee Hobbs. Anne Kazmaier. Megan Kramer. Joanna Lee Mack. Arlia Anna Madamba. Ariel Lynn Masiello. Assisting in the presentation is Anthony Masiello, former mayor of the city of Buffalo and Ariel's father. Amanda Taylor Malden. Kelsey Alexandra Mock. Shayla Rose Maybe. Maureen McDade. Lena Mohammed. Sean Michael Moran. Eliza Araneta Ong. Christina Peterson. Casey Lynn Richards. Lindsay Roach. Daisy Ann Roches. Allison Rita Rogers. Laura Louise Stolley. Caitlin Elizabeth Sullivan. Melissa Szynski. Margot Toops. Eveline Joy Trevius. Rachel Vesfari. April Whitcomb. Brittany Williams. Trisha Wood. Diana Yu. Caitlin Zawisa. Doctor of Chiropractic, Dr. Brandon Gullo. Dr. Romina Hajigadimi. Romina is also receiving a certificate in Clinical Research Associate. Dr. Tyler Jason Pepe. Doctor of Education, Dr. Debelyn Murray. Doctor of Physical Therapy, Dr. Mina Alaimo. Dr. Sarah Elise Andres. Dr. Heather Beeman. Dr. Stella Bachakis. Dr. Bradley Bowen. Bradley is also receiving a certificate in advanced orthopedic physical therapy. Dr. Veronica Ann Brogman. Dr. Michael Anthony Calandra. Dr. Justine Carroll. Dr. Chloe Michelle Casero. Tristan Shermonti. Dr. Karime Wayne Condison. Dr. Brianna Cuthbert. Dr. Bridget Dix. Dr. Scott Patrick Douglas. Dr. Chantel M. Dustin. Chantel is also receiving a certificate in advanced orthopedic physical therapy. Dr. Daniel Fox. Daniel is also receiving a certificate in advanced orthopedic physical therapy. Dr. Christopher Georgiev. Christopher is also receiving a certificate in advanced orthopedic physical therapy. Dr. Milad Gasimat Tabor. Dr. Natalie Good. Dr. Mariah Ann Gorleski. Dr. Tiffany Ann Hughes. Dr. Jordan Daniel Johnson. Dr. Anik Kadar. Dr. Akashdeep Karbrar. Dr. Casper Casey-Butte. Dr. Joseph Sanjin Kim. Dr. Zachary James Clapp. Zachary is also receiving a certificate in advanced orthopedic physical therapy. Dr. Erin Louise Kletke. Dr. Julia Kabrinsky. Dr. Danielle Quichin. Dr. Taylor Ann Lazinski. Dr. Megan Elizabeth Lewis. Dr. Ashley Long. Dr. Jennifer Helena Lukasik. Dr. Bao Lu. Dr. Samantha Manolescu. Dr. Sarah Marino. Dr. James Nagel. Dr. Tara Nowarta. Dr. Jennifer Olsway. Dr. Kristen Rebecca Petraszewski. Dr. Lucas Phillips. Dr. Alexandra Carlotta Paulhill. Dr. Tom Rapone, Jr. Tom is also receiving a certificate in advanced orthopedic physical therapy. Dr. Danisha Renfro. Edit this down. Dr. Carla Rodriguez. Dr. Jessica Rachel Shida. Dr. Daniel Scott. Dr. Eric Thomas Sexton, who is also receiving a certificate in orthopedic physical therapy. Dr. Matthew David Silver. Dr. Eric Michael Simon Selly. Eric is also receiving a certificate in advanced orthopedic physical therapy. Dr. Eric Stiglmeyer. Dr. Charlene Laura Takis. Dr. Heather Taylor. Dr. James William Whitstrom. Aisha M. Abdul. Lexi Michael Akins. Beverly Gail Alkinsell. Sandra Asari Kawaki. Lovejeet Atwal. Catherine Grace Beckman. Janelle Lynn Belagamba. Ashley Cerisi. Shayna Lynn Clark. Hillary Klinger. We are now in the Master of Science for Nursing, Jerry L. Corp II. Did we miss Hillary Klinger? I don't know. Hillary Klinger. We have Sheena Deering. Carl F. DeFranco II. Kelly Elizabeth Driscoll. Tricia Ebanks. Elizabeth Ann Elliott. Shereva Ferry. Audrey Gunther. Jennifer Ann Haas. Caitlin Horvath. Katura Hurt. Katrina Jones Galasic. James Cook. Renee E. Christek. Grace Espinola Lagme. I hope. Megan Elizabeth McGrath. Megan Marie Murgala. Kimberly L. Murray. Niruka Omen QQ. Tammy Denise Owens. April Patrick. Christine Nicole Paranchi. Maura E. Pulley. Elena Rackler. Kelly Schultz. Marquita C. Scott. Marion Shanuda. Paula Michelle Simpson. Holly Noel Smith. Samantha Lee Snell. Melissa Stansberry. Nicole Morgan Strachan. Shanine Sykes. Taylor Jean Timberlin. Rashnique D. Thomas. Charlene Timmerick. Casey Weaver. Kayla J. Williams. Rachel Wolnowitz. Now the School of Nursing Certificate. Devora Ladevico. Doctor of Nursing Practice, Dr. Kelly Kokas. Congratulations to all the graduates in the School of Nursing. President Clemo, I now present the candidates from the School of Pharmacy, led by Dean Dr. Canio Marasco. The Doctor of Pharmacy, Dr. Kirsten Amisano. Dr. Kirsten Amisano. Dr. Rebecca Lee Balser. Dr. Justine Marie Battaglia. Dr. Ashley Lynn Bedford. Dr. Julia Alexandra Black. Dr. Brianna N. Burns. Dr. Matthew Calamia. Dr. Sarah A. Collins. Dr. Nico Anthony Canaroso. Dr. Michaela A. Coventry. Dr. Nathaniel Thomas Damon. Dr. Kenneth Paul Dill. Dr. Peter James Donnelly. Dr. Brittany Lynn D'Onofrio. Dr. Emily Deanna Ekras. Dr. Jasmine Ann Espinda. Dr. Samantha Jo Faso. Dr. Michael Louis Fenaziani. Dr. Danielle Catherine Fitzgibbons. Dr. Amanda Ashley Foster. Dr. Marissa Gamble. Dr. Ashley Elizabeth Glusek. Dr. Christina Grisanti. Dr. Sandra Hanna. Dr. William Helwig. Dr. Jenna Lynn Herr. Dr. Valentine Hill. Dr. Sarah Rose Hopseeker. Dr. Yun Zhong Zhang. Dr. Yusuf A. Qasim. Dr. Elena Marie Kerr. Dr. Christoph Peter Kothi. Dr. Angela Nidhi Kumar. Dr. Austin M. Lacrego. Dr. Jessie Anna Lefrancois. Dr. Wei Xin Aden Lee. Dr. Colin Bradley Loftus. Dr. Michelle Mays. Dr. Ryan Jeffrey Miller. Dr. Haley Marie Manolopoulos. Dr. Angela Moriello. Dr. Tyler Murtha. Dr. Nicolette M. Nasca. Dr. Rooney Nguyen. Dr. Hang Nguyen. Dr. Julianne Kokolis Patel. Dr. Joseph Pichette. Dr. Sean Persaud. Dr. James Petty. Dr. Brianna Reister. Dr. Alexander Michael Reith. Dr. Amanda Marie Roberts. Dr. Benjamin John Ratowski. Dr. Dana Scholl. Dr. Nicole B. Seaman. Dr. Madison Seymour. Dr. Courtney N. Smith. Dr. Jessica Ann Stallman. Dr. Haley Elizabeth Stark. Dr. Jeffrey Stewart. Dr. Abir Tadras. Dr. Vincent Anthony Testa. Dr. Pega Tarabzad. Dr. Alyssa Christine Tansier. Dr. Chelsea Ray Westlack. Dr. Nathan Anthony White. Dr. Laura Wilkinson. Dr. Jin Hao Yu. Dr. Rebecca M. Zinni. Congratulations to all our graduates.
A final ceremonial tradition, the turning of the tassel on the graduation cap acknowledges the conferral of degrees. Typically, this only occurs during undergraduate ceremonies, but we're fortunate to have many of our students receiving a bachelor's and master's degree today, so they have never performed this tradition. So I ask that all of our graduates to stand to take part in this tradition collectively. Graduates, please move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. I would now like to ask Ms. Christina Joyce, class of 2010, Vice President of the Duville Alumni Association, to the podium to formally induct our graduates into the Duville Alumni Association. Christina.
It is my honor to be here today, not only as a proud alumni, but as the Vice President of the Duville Alumni Association. Today, on this incredibly special occasion, we celebrate your accomplishments, but also the rich history of Duville. The Alumni Association provides a vital link between over 20,000 living alumni and the college through our student programs, career networking, alumni events, philanthropic support, and reunions. However, there is another responsibility that comes with being a part of this association. As a proud alum, we ask you to tell the story of Duville. Tell them about the caring community that you have been a part of and the opportunities you have had to study in a globally recognized college. Tell them about the opportunities to learn from faculty scholars, to participate in research, internships, and clinical placements, to be in a place where the faculty knows your name. Tell them this story with a grateful open heart, letting them know that Duville provided you the opportunity to make an impact, not only while you studied here, but now in the world. So now, it is my distinct honor to officially induct you into the Duville Alumni Association. On behalf of all the alumni, we welcome you with great pride, the class of 2019. We look forward to seeing you, hearing from you, and learning about your lives after Duville. Don't forget to share the Duville story with all those you meet across the globe. It is now, after all, your story. Thank you.
Dr. Lorrie Clemo will now give her congratulatory remarks. Dr. Clemo.
Thank you. Okay, we're almost there, almost there. I first want to thank Captain Jessica Tait for joining us today. Thank you, Captain Tait, for your example and inspiring words to our students as they start the next chapter of their lives, and most importantly, for your service to our country. At Duville, we are very proud and thankful of our school's rich heritage in military service, past and present, our students, faculty, staff, family, and friends that have served. I would like to recognize those individuals now. Can all members of the military, including veterans, who are in the audience today, please stand for a brief moment so we may thank all of you, along with Captain Tait, for your service. Thank you. Okay, class of 2019, you made it. Congratulations. Family, esteemed faculty, and administration, they did it. You're an exceptional class. I have been touched by so many of you that are graduating today. There is truly something special about a DUville student, a common thread that runs through all that you do. From the fundraisers, the study groups in Sassy, the 6th floor of the DAC, or in Joan of Arc Hall, to the service that you do both close and far. In all of your efforts, you have found your creative power in how you lead by connecting. As you go forward beyond DUville, over the rest of your lifetime, you will be routinely faced with complex problems, sometimes in high-pressured circumstances. DUville has prepared you to handle those times with strength, with knowledge, and with compassion. Throughout your education, both formal and informal, you have had many occasions where you have worked as part of a team. As we heard from our speaker, Captain Jessica Tait, teamwork and collaboration is what helps you accomplish your goals, especially under pressure, stress, and times of hardship. Like the amazing life-saving Thai cave rescue story, working as a team results in faster innovation, better problem solving, and overall greater performance. This successful rescue was made possible through teamwork and by the global connectivity of today's technology. In the 1960s, when I was a child, more than 90% of families in America already had a television, giving us a window on the world beyond our living rooms. Today, we are so much more connected, making the possibility of teamwork and collaboration limitless. In this world of technology, you are truly its first connected citizens. A quarter of the world's population is now connected by the internet. Facebook has 1 billion users. More people have access to cell phones than adequate sanitation. You've shifted from TVs to internet games and social networking. While doing this, you weren't just consuming culture, you were co-creating it. From encyclopedias, you moved to Wikipedia, and you helped create and edit its content. You are the community of contributors, and this is what sets you apart. You are the collaboration generation. You will solve problems, you will make discoveries, and advance solutions. You will create in ways that those stuck in the old world cannot even begin to imagine. As you know, collaboration doesn't just happen. Someone must lead these efforts. And again, I say to you, the class of 2019, you have shown exceptional leadership. There are dozens of examples of how our own students have worked in teams to help others. From an example, on a wintry Saturday morning, members of the Student Veteran Association, which includes some of our graduates today, Ryan Eaton, Matt Fino, and Clayton Walker, noticed a truck on the thruway that was tipped on its side. Using their teamwork and communication skills instilled during their training, the 5 men pulled the driver and his dog out of the wreckage and waited for medical assistance to arrive. Teamwork among students was also seen in earnest on Earth Day. You took part in the neighborhood cleanup. You beautified the campus and the surrounding community. Working with several community organizations, our OT students hosted an inaugural Once Upon a Time prom for students with special needs. DUville's team collaborations are also thriving on a global scale. Many graduates from the class of 2019 have traveled to New Orleans and to Puerto Rico on our annual Lending a Hand trip. You've assisted with hurricane recovery efforts. The work done by students on these trips have had a profound impact. Families and individuals are able to return to their homes and schools with renewed hope and safe shelter because of your work. Our future leaders have traveled to Nicaragua to offer literacy lessons to young children, have spent time in some of the most remote villages of Ecuador, Costa Rica, and the Dominican Republic to provide medical care to those who are too far away to receive these necessities. Student champions have traveled to Albany to campaign for their future careers during the statewide advocacy days. Your common cause efforts have influenced lawmakers and strengthened our communities. What you all share is a keen spirit of inquiry, an avid desire to improve yourselves, your community, and a commitment to helping others. The secret of your success as a group is to give attention to all, precedent to none. And that is the ideal of true collaboration. Now, as president, I serve this college and the public good, accountable for leading a community of dedicated scholars, of people who are doing well for the world through creative and innovative work. I'm in a position to challenge you, to give you your last assignment, one that I hope you will embrace. I call on each and every one of you to choose an intractable world problem, then pledge to solve it. Embrace this challenge, not for the rewards you may receive, but for the opportunity it affords you to have a life full of meaning and purpose. Challenge yourself to lead and also collaborate. Use your resources, whether it be your time, your talent, or your treasure that you have gained from your education at DUville. How can you leave the world a better place? How will you shape the world to come? One by one, the students of DUville, all here today, now graduates of DUville, will shape the future. I urge you to contribute together. Everyone here today joins me in applauding your achievements and the power of your leadership. We are proud to call you our newest alums. Today is your day. This is your brand new world. Go forth, collaborate, change it for the better. Rejoice in doing so, and we rejoice in you. Godspeed, may you succeed, and may you never refuse to serve. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, President Clemo, for your final congratulatory remarks to the graduates. I now ask Reverend Janice Mall, Associate Campus Minister, to offer our benediction. Reverend Jan.
It's hot in here, huh? Well, the speeches are concluded, and the music is starting to play. May you raise your voice to speak about justice, to bring about peace. And as the alma mater begins to fade from your hearing, may you sing of joy, even in those dark and lonely places. And as the applause quiets, may you celebrate and lift up all those who are around you. And each time you see your diploma or that cute little tam you got on your head, may your achievements grow and cause growth in our communities, in our nation, in our world, for the good. And may we all know the overwhelming blessings of the one who created all things. Amen and amen.
Thank you, Reverend Jan. I now ask everyone to please rise for the singing of the Alma Mater, which will be sung by Loraine O'Donnell, Managing Director of the Kavinoky Theater. You may find the words printed on the back of the program and on the screen above. Loraine.
Die Alma Mater, our song we raise to thee, a song of love, a song of praise, a song of loyalty. We love thy gracious, kindly ways, we praise thy spirit high, our loyalty to thy fair name will never fade nor die. When we shall leave thy sheltering arms, thy ivy-covered walls, our spirit shall return again to walk thy quiet halls. Thy teaching shall remain with us, although all else departs, and red and white our colors bloom like roses in our hearts.
Thank you, Loraine. Graduates, please be seated. Everyone, thank you. Yeah. Thank you to the families and guests for attending the 2019 graduate ceremony. It has been our collective pleasure at Duval to be with all of you, our newest graduates today. Congratulations. As we recess from the ceremony today, we request that all the guests please remain in their seats until all the graduates have left the auditorium. President Clemo, I declare the 2019 graduate commencement ceremony of Duval College to be adjourned.
Stumble through your days, got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray, like a zombie in a maze. You're asleep inside, but you can't shake away, 'cause you're just a dead man walking, thinking that's your only option. But you can flip the switch and brighten up your darkest day. The sun is up and the colors blinding. Take a world and redefine it. Leave behind your narrow mind, you'll never be the same.
Come alive, go and light your light, let it burn so bright, reaching up to the sky, and it's open wide, you're electrified, and the world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. You know you can't go back again to the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. I see it in your eyes. You believe that lie, that you need to hide your face, afraid to step outside. So you lock the door, but don't you stay that way.
No more living in those shadows. You and me, we know how that goes. 'Cause once you see it, oh, you'll never be the same. Little light of light is striking, but I love to keep on shining. You can prove there's more to you. You cannot be afraid. Come alive, come
sky, and it's open wide, you're electrified. And the world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. I see it in your eyes. You believe that lie, that you need to hide your face, afraid to step outside. So you lock the door, but don't you stay that way.
No more living in the shadows. You and me, we know how that goes. 'Cause once you see it, oh, you'll never, never be the same. Little bit of light is trying, but enough to keep on shining. You can prove there's more to you. You cannot be afraid. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright. Reaching up to the sky. And it's open wide. You're electrified. The world becomes a fantasy. And you're more than you could ever be. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And we know we can't go back again to the world that we were living in, 'cause we're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. Come on, come on, come in, come on. To anyone who's bursting with a dream, come on, you hear the call. To anyone who's searching for a way to break break free. And the world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. Eyes wide open. No, we can't go back again to the world that we were living in. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. The world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. No, we can't go back again to the world that we were living in. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open.
Come alive, with light your light, let it burn so bright, reaching up to the sky, and it's open wide.